G'day guys, how's it going? It's Bloodteeth here, bringing you another video of Gemcraft Frostborn Wrath. And today I'd like to show you guys my average XP runs. They're now reaching around, well, for the ones that I've done most recently, I'm averaging about between 40 and 80 million for my... Oh, sorry. Microphone fell down. There we go, that's better. Sorry about that. Anyway, moving swiftly along. This is my new current XP record, and the reason why I'm getting such high amounts of XP, I even tried I4 recently and I got 51 million. That's not too bad. The reason why I'm getting a lot of XP is because I'm now starting with quite a lot of mana. I have a few talismans now that have +1 to all skill levels. It's a shame about this one. If only it had the markings like these ones on top. This would have been perfect. I'll have to eventually ditch this one. But I have a few fragments that have +1 to all skill levels. Currently this is what my skills now look like. As you can see, I've got 4 of them. I don't have any fragments that give +2 construction skills only, so yeah, that tells the story. As for everything else, well, there's a little bit of +1 for a few things like focus skills, which I find are reasonably useful. Let's see, wrath skills, I think there's one there as well. But at the moment, this is how my setup looks. This is a setup for either XP runs or high rarity fragment runs on field A1, and that's really what I'm going to be doing today in this particular video. I'm just going to show you now what it looks like for me to try and get some high rarity fragments, because I'm kind of at the point where I've now beaten I've beaten the endurance on quite a few fields now with, you know, an average of about 60 million XP. And as a result, my wizard level is now 837, which is actually quite good, all things considered. I'm not complaining. And instead of continuing to try and beat all of the other fields with, you know, averaging about that much XP, what I would like to do is I would like to focus my time on either hunting down shadow cores on field S1, which is a worthwhile endeavour. I was actually doing that for a little while, and I got my cores up to about 25,000 odd, or just under. And right now I'd like to revisit my talisman. Now at the moment I've got a very wide range of talisman fragments all over the place. Look at this one. I've got rarity 24 here and rarity 100, the maximum there. It's really a bit of a patchwork talisman at the moment. It's not as good as I would like it to be. So what I'm now going to do is focus on trying to gather up only fragments that have markings and +1 to all skill levels. I'm not going to bother too much about only focusing on rarity 100. At the moment I'm all about the +1 to all skill levels, because I do believe that being able to start every single game with +25 free on every single skill across the board makes such a massive difference. So what I'd like to do, and I'm not focusing on trying to get XP when I'm trying to do these runs for shadow cores or talisman fragments, so this is how my skills are currently. Obviously we're going to max out the potential to get shadow cores. Let's see, I'm still running with quite a decent mana farm, but at the same time I've also got quite a few points basically to slant towards having some sort of powerful gem that can clean up all of the mess. Let me show you what I'm on about. This is what I currently do. Let's see, we still go in journey mode. We max out just about everything. Yes, we do max out corrupted banishment. The idea of doing runs for fragments for someone with a, you know, wizard level about 830 is to try and have very few, if any, monsters actually go through that orb. You're killing pretty much everything, which means, especially considering when you're cranking up insulation to the max, which means you're going to have a lot of traps down onto the ground to try and chip away all of those shields, so that when it comes time for your main killing gem to go ahead and fire on all of the monsters, it doesn't have to waste time chipping away shields. This is what I run with at the moment, and I find it's pretty good. Rarity rate is between, with the plus 10, it's between 65 and 100, so that's an average of about, what is that, 87? No. 65, 75, 85, 95, 100. So 35, what's half of 35? 17, okay. So 65 plus 17, 82. Around 82, 83. That is the average for the fragments that you would pick up. And you know what? Looking at these two that I've got, 86, 85. Yeah, that's about the average. Honestly, I don't care what the fragment has, so long as it's got plus something to all skill levels, then it's important to me, and that's what I'm hunting for right now. So I'm just going to show you how I do that with one run, and off camera between this video and the next video I'm just going to continue doing that, trying to get fragments with plus to all skills. I'm going to continue farming shadow cores as well, so that I can at least have enough shadow cores to upgrade all of those fragments when I do go to rearrange my talisman. And yeah, hopefully the next video, which will be a little while away, I think, the next video I'm going to have a talisman that is kind of close to completion. This will probably be, for me and for my game, I think this will be the second last time that I will focus on fixing up my talisman or rearranging it. The reason being is because right now what I'm doing is I'm going to ensure that I have +1 to all skills, which means no matter what, I'm going to have some reasonably high rarity fragments, and hopefully I'm still going to have all of those nice little bonuses as well, with the concentration of markings in the right spots. That is the goal. And then after that, I suppose one day I would probably want to go ahead and instead make sure that my talisman has sort of a similar setup, only it's geared towards actually going ahead and doing the same thing pretty much, +1 to all skill levels, but every single fragment would eventually have 100 rarity, so pretty much the best types of fragments. And even then, I still suspect that I would probably be a little bit picky as to exactly, can I even do that? I can't. No. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, basically that's the goal. So this is going to be my second last round of fixing up the talisman, and then after that it really should be smooth sailing, because starting with +25 to skills means I can spend a lot less skill points on all of my skills, which means I have a lot more skills left over to bolster my initial mana, which means I would basically be able to start games in a much stronger position, which means getting that mana farm up earlier and basically going ahead and dominating the map quicker. That's the goal. Let's see if I actually get there though, huh? Anyway, let's start this. Now here's the thing. I kind of wanted this poison gem here, because I kind of really don't want many monsters to make it past the mana farm. As you can see, I'm not actually building my tower yet. I probably should build something, so at least it's ready, you know, on a dime. You know what I can do? I could probably go with a couple of grade 2. Oh, that was easy. Let's just be careful to not actually destroy any of the walls. That would be nice. Let's see. Perfect. I'm running triple poison just because I want to make sure everything is hit with poison at least once. That's all. Okay. Whew. Tell you what. Grade 3 gem bomb. Gee, that's pretty strong. That's stronger than I was anticipating. Uh-oh. Here we go. And this is why you want a nice long, not necessarily a mana farm, but a long journey through traps for the monsters. You really don't want to be leaking monsters that much, especially when you've got... Is that monster dead? No. God, you know what? Sometimes I just can't see what's actually happening on the map. Yeah, I thought so. There was one. Yeah, anyway, you don't want too many monsters breaching the orbits, because I've got the skill that's... Pardon me. Wow, this is turning out to be a hash of a video. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, you don't want your monsters going to the orb too much, because at the end of the day, they will grow exponentially in strength. So... let's freeze these. Slow these down. Did I get it? Yep. Okay, we're good. We've got a lot of wasps on the field, but we're good. Let's try and guide them towards stuff before they time out. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. And just to finish up the farm, chuck a couple more of these bad boys. And we're looking pretty good, I'd say. I think we have around about 30 or 35 gems in traps. So that is the number that I need to keep in mind when I calculate exactly how expensive it would be to upgrade everything in the farm once. I'm just going to loosely call this whole thing a farm. It's not really, but yeah, it is what it is. Who cares? Whoops. Oh, I want to keep it nice and even. Now, just remember, when farming for talisman fragments, what doesn't really matter is how much you, say, for example, enrage during your run or anything like that, or the amount of XP that monsters give and so forth. It's all based on the rarity being within the drop rarity range that is set by the field and your battle traits on that field. Some fields start with a range that's naturally a little bit higher, obviously, such as A1, which is very late in the game, compared to, say, W1, which is the first field. The drop rarity range for no battle traits on is still higher in A1, and I do believe that sort of thing just trends sort of linearly throughout all of the fields that are on the map. Basically, the higher the starting hit points are for monsters on a field, the higher the drop rarity range will be at the start. And yeah, in this particular instance, I'm just going for getting that drop rarity range so that it's kind of sort of at least going to be something to 100. In this case, with the extra shadow cores spent on increasing the rarity of the next, what have I got, 18 fragments or something. The drop rarity range is going to be within 65 and 100, and that's kind of within the butter zone of roughly, you know, half to maybe, you know, 60% of the fragments that I will get will hopefully have plus something to all skill levels. That's what I'm looking for, and that's the purpose of this video and this run. So let's hope I get there. But yeah, at the moment I'm just enraging for a couple of reasons. Number one, I just want the extra monsters on the field so that I can have my mana farm pumping out lots, and two, so they don't die in my mana farm. Quite simply put, the last thing you want is your mana farm not producing as much as it possibly can, and therefore not giving you mana fast enough. That's not really what you want. So let's go ahead and actually let's do that. Did you know ice shards actually remove shields from all targets? How good is that? It's especially useful for when like shielded swarms come running right through, threaten to go to your orb. Those are the most annoying, I find. You know what else is annoying? Forgetting to put your gem enhancement spells on your mana farm gems. That's not cool. Come on. That's a free 30% boost right there. Should not forget that. I'm going to get this mana farm. I find that getting this mana farm up to grade 12 gems all throughout, surrounded by amplifiers with grade 7 gems throughout, that seems to be about right where I need to be at around, I think it's wave 60, 65. And then once I get there, I'll spend a little bit more time for the next 5 waves or so just saving up mana, upgrading this kill gem, and then after that I'll plonk down, say, a pylon here or something, set the gem to only attack the pylon, set the pylon to only attack whatever's closest to the orb, and then I'll just remove my enraging gem and send all the rest of the waves. And usually that kind of lets me finish the level kind of as quickly as I can without really having to worry too much about the fuss of monsters constantly running through the orb and getting, you know, powerful to the point where it's just ridiculous, where I just can't kill them. It's essentially me trying to do this in journey mode as fast as I can. Now, the only problem with this particular setup in terms of battle traits and so forth is that I also have to take care of special monsters. Special monsters do crop up, and the ones that are the most, honestly, the biggest pain in the butt are the wizard hunters. Wizard hunters give me nothing but grief. Oh, look at that. I just needed a little bit more for one more amplifier. There it is. Oh, man. I may as well place the pylon here now. There we go. Grade 7, yep, that's kind of perfect. That's exactly what I want to put inside all of these amplifiers. Ha! Speak of the devil, look who decided to show up. Hello, Wizard Hunter. Jeez, it's got almost nothing, doesn't it? If I just do that, will it die? That's funny. I don't think I've ever killed a wizard hunter with a trapped gem. That's new for me. I'll take it though. No. I'm not liking this. I feel like I'm getting caught with my pants down here. This is not cool. You know what? Let's randomize it a little bit. And while we're at it, let's also kill this thing post haste. That's better. That's okay. We're doing alright, all things considered. Now let's continue to pump this thing up. And while we're at it, let's shove that there. And this here. How many hit points do these have? How many hit points are these divvy? Oh, wow. Look at that. With some luck, half of these swarmlings will be almost completely taken out by these poison gems. In fact, the next time I go ahead and upgrade them, I think they will do exactly that. That is, if I have enough mana to upgrade them before their swarms end up on the field. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this. Alright, screw it. Let's try that. 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Beautiful. Check this out. Let's see how they go. Still monsters with shields coming through. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. Okay. I almost forgot to set up the red gem properly. There we go. That's pretty powerful. That will do. And now, back to enhancing gems. Okay. That works. Can you believe that I'm rocking this with currently only a grade 11 gem? That's not bad. You gotta admit. Question for you. Do I or do I not have enough mana to upgrade everything excluding the red gem? Oh, okay. The answer is a resounding yes. I do believe I need 2 million mana to upgrade the farm again. Let's give it a bit of a buffer. Oops. Double upgraded that one. Yeah, him in the corner. That's all good. I'd say things are progressing nicely with this run. Let's see. I do that and that. Wreck some shields, that would be nice. Oh wow, look at this. Those swarms are so weak, they're actually just getting wrecked by the mana farm gems. That's funny. And good. Let's see. Specials, specials. No. Special. No. No. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Oh. I believe to upgrade again I needed 4 million mana. I have more than that. So let's do the deed. There we go. Now I need 8 million mana, which I'm going to get in no time at all. Okay, for some reason I just could not select that shade. Oh well, who cares? That shade's gone now anyway. Okay, so I'm around, what? Wave 57. Monsters have 1,000,000 hit points, which is not really anything of any noteworthy consequence, to be honest. I'm traveling quite nicely here. In fact, let's go ahead and do this to get rid of some beefy stuff. There we go. Wizard Hunter came, Wizard Hunter went. If you blinked, you probably missed it. There was a Wizard Hunter on the field, I promise. And I destroyed it almost as quickly as it came up. Next stop, 16 million mana, and that will just about do upgrading my mana farm. In fact, yeah, I'll end up going to grade 13, which I am not going to complain about. I am quite happy with that. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Okay, final upgrade. Now, I could spend some mana upgrading all of the gems inside the amplifiers, but honestly, seriously, it's not really necessary. To be honest, that's just going above and beyond. This map only has 90 waves. I'm about to complete all of them but 20. And if we take away the grade 3 gem from the enraging slot, I think the most powerful monsters that might end up on the field might have about 5,000,000 hit points. It's honestly not really anything of noteworthy consequence. Let's see, let's slow things down. Let's get rid of the shields, make it all weak. It's pretty funny actually, they're not even surviving the mana farm. I'm going to let the mana pool level up once. There we go. Now let's just go nuts upgrading this. Grade 17. Is that enough? Is the question that I have right now. Is grade 17 a high enough grade? Let's see. Let's send the rest of the waves. Okay, last giant wave had 2,000,000 hit points. Actually, that's nothing. Not that I care, to be honest, because at the end of the day, all I care about is beating journey mode. Don't need to care about whether or not I'm getting the most out of the XP. So let's just focus on what we need to focus on, and that's it. There we go. Maximum range. Actually, where else can we put a pylon? If we could put a pylon somewhere where we wanted to put a pylon, we could. Where's the range? Nowhere better. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do this. Hey, shoot the structure, please. Thank you. And let's put some wasps there as well, just for fun. Let's get rid of the poisons, replace them with manas, and let's give them some enhancements. Beautiful. And that's that map done. Too easy. Now, let's look at the spoils. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Another rarity 100 fragment without markings. Oh, it breaks the heart. Hey, at least that one's got all skills. Rarity 86, right in the butter zone of the average. Fair enough. Let's see. And 3,500 shadow cores. Not a bad little haul. I wish I got more fragments though, if I'm going to be honest. Only getting 2, averaging 2 per run is a little painful. Could I justify keeping this anywhere? Not really. No. Oh, actually, what's the lowest rarity thing in the middle here? What's the worst mush I have? Because honestly, it might actually be worth it. 34. Okay. What do you give? Barrage, Reavers, Bolt, Swarmlings, and that's it. 34 rarity, so removing it will drag the initial mana down from 630% down to... Let's just take it out. 588. Okay, I'm calling it. Let's shove this in here and see what happens. Let's see. Well, +1 to all skills is now... Where is that? +4 to all skill levels. Is that all? Oh, okay. So it looks like all of the other +1s covered everything else before. I didn't even know that. Let's see. Do I keep it? Do I not keep it? You know what? Let's just ditch it for the moment. And this, we're going to park it down here. Basically speaking, I'm keeping everything with markings that has +2 to all skill levels. I'm parking them down here just because I don't know where in this collection they are going to fit. I'm just going to save them up, and then I'm going to see where all the markings line up and what would be the best way to rearrange the entire the whole talisman. I'm not really sticking to these patterns at the moment. Like, as you can see, you know, I shoved this one down here because even though the pattern doesn't match these two, and I actually removed the bonus on the bottom row for 2 initial mana, and also at the start of each wave. Actually, no, it's just 2 initial mana. I removed that one in favour of a +1 to all skill levels, and I'm just going to sort of continue that theme, I suppose. But I don't want to harm my adding to initial mana too much just yet, because I do need it to dominate basically where I'm at the moment in terms of trying to get more of these fragments. So I'll continue to do that, and I will see you guys when I have a lot more of these and I've rearranged this whole talisman, and hopefully I can show you +25 down here in the bottom right corner of every single skill. See you then.